If we're experiencing errors on our network, we can use several commands, several different show commands to take a look and see if we can figure out what's going on. Show interfaces is one of those that actually shows us statistics about the interface. They can give us an idea about things that might be happening on our network that aren't normal. Here's a show interfaces fast Ethernet 01 from a switch. It's actually showing me the interface information. Again, it's a little bit bigger. If you were to go and do the show interfaces FA01 on your switch, you'll see that there's a bunch of information in here. They've omitted some of the output to get us down to where the error information is. So when I look at this, I see things like runts and giants. Runts and giants, you know, if you could guess, a runt would be a packet that's too small, a giant would be a packet that's too big. That's exactly right. So where do we see runts and giants? Sometimes when we have collisions, we end up with runts on a network someplace. We also could end up with giants. And what's a collision? A collision is when two devices talk at the same time. So as I start transmitting, all of a sudden someone else starts transmitting at the same time. Whoever hears that collision, whichever device hears it, will issue a jam signal and I'll just stop talking. So if I've only transmitted out maybe 50 bytes before a collision occurs and I stop talking, that means there's a 50 byte packet on the wire. That's a runt. If this switch sees it, it's going to jump up its runt counter. If the packet made it through for some reason, or another device starts transmitting right away, we could append another packet to it. So a maximum transfer unit MTU size of being 1500. If somehow I were able to splice that in behind an existing runt, then it would look like a 1500 plus 50, 1550. 1550 bytes is bigger than my MTU. Again, typically we see MTU, maximum transfer unit, set at 1500 bytes. We could actually go up to 1518 would be the actual size by spec of the frame. If we include the preamble as well, then 1523 is our maximum frame size. Anything beyond this ever would be considered a giant, and that would cause my giant counter to go up. I have input errors, I have output errors. Again, we can see a bunch of collisions occurring here. I've got 3 CRC errors on my input side. That's that frame check sequence at the very back. On the output side, I've had 1,790 collisions with 10 interface resets. Again, collisions means we have something funky going on the wire. I should be checking the duplex setting. I should be making sure that things are put in place correctly. And these 235 late collisions, that means it's happened outside of the 64-byte window. Again, telling me a little bit about something. Maybe my wire is too long and I'm not detecting my collision soon enough. So being able to look at the error counters inside the show command for the interfaces can actually give me some input or some insight into what's happening on my network.